It's draft time again. Part 3 or 4, 3 or 4. We're rounds. I think this is part 3. We're in the 10th, 11th, and 12th round of this Dynasty Superflex 16 team, 6 points per TD pass league, where Smitty Boy has this good looking team right here. Let me minimize that SOB for you so you can just see the glory. Look at it. That is glory right there. You guys want to know what glory looks like? It looks like this right here. Pat Mahomes at 1.4. 16 team. 16 team. Superflex League. Patty Mahomes, Kenyon Drake, AJ Brown, Jerry Jeudy, DeAndre Swift. I traded this pick. I traded the next pick as... Let me click on the column here. What am I doing? And you can see, I got to move my mug. My other picks right here. I've got Marquise Brown and Terry McLaurin, who I traded for. So add those bad boys, McLaurin and Hollywood, to Swift, Justin Jefferson, AJ Brown, Kenyon Drake. It's getting crazy. Crazy up in here. I mean, that's madness right there. I mean, I almost didn't sleep last night. I love my team so much. Damn. Proud of myself. Intro.
Top 5 running back. You're watching the Fantasy Football Show.
Take a lap. Boy, oh boy, am I excited. And I got to go live with Fantasy Football State of Mind right now. So we're going to go live right now. We're live. We're doing it live. Whoa, an Umberger! Umberger sighting! I haven't read any of the chat yet. Nobody get mad at me because I haven't seen your comments yet. There's a lot of you spouting off in here, and we got an Umberger sighting. Umberger dropping the 50, the quarantine 50 spot for Smitty. Umberger, you get the sound, young man. You get the... What sound are we giving you? No? How about Umberger in the house? Umberger, so proud to have you here. Whenever we see Umberger, I get excited, but I know you guys get excited. The chat goes nuts and crazy. Oh, we got State of Mind waiting for me. Sorry, State of Mind. Premiere of Season 3 of Ozark tonight? Are you kidding me, Savvy? I didn't even know that. Ozark. Do you watch Ozark, Rob? Have you ever seen Ozark? No, Ozark. No, it's on Netflix. It's like Breaking Bad meets Fargo. Okay. And it's really good. It's got Jason Bateman in it.
Is it a new show?
It's season 3. Premieres tonight. Savvy told me they're releasing season 3 tonight. It's like one of the coolest shows on Netflix, man. You got to watch it. It's like Breaking Bad meets Fargo.
I'm a big Breaking Bad guy, so I'll definitely check it out.
Yeah, you'll like it. Thanks again, Umberger. Smitty, they have me in quarantine. Do you have the coronavirus, Umberger? He drops a 50 spot. Okay. Oh, we're starting the draft?
Starting draft, man.
Okay. Let me get my mug out of the way. I'll put myself in the corner here.
Smitty, how much prep goes into before the draft? Since we do 3 rounds a day, do you ever look it over and?
To be honest, man, I don't look over anything.
Neither do
ever. I mean, for a couple minutes, I get like a couple windows ready, and sometimes it shows. Like I finish a show and I'm like, damn it, like I should have prepped for like 2 minutes. What am I doing? But for the most part, I wing everything. I sit down. I mean, I'm at the computer all day. I don't sit down. I roll around like this. But sometimes I got to get like my video files and my text right. You know, I've done a show before. I look down and I see this fantasy football news, and I didn't even do a news show. I did a draft, and I have like this text on the screen still from my last live. I'm live on IG, Dallas. I am, and let me put State of Mind's the This is Fantasy Football State of Mind on the phone. Do we say on the phone? You're on the phone, but you're not like on the phone.
On the phone.
You're live.
Yeah.
IG.
Live on Instagram. Ooh. Sleeper is excited about that pick. Went with John Brown here. Was debating him a while. I think he's the last top 25 receiver available. So for just the sake of volume and depth, I'm going to go ahead and go with him.
That's you mentioned him earlier, and I do like John Brown.
Mm-hmm. I don't feel he's a one in any offense. So I think the addition of Stephon Diggs actually helps John Brown a little bit because if you have somebody on opposite ends of him that can stretch the field, I think John Brown's obviously somebody that can take advantage of that. So I think John Brown is going to go down in the receptions column, but I think he's going to go up in the yards and touchdown column. We will see.
Yeah, I think you could be right on that.
What up, Dirty Dollar Bill? Good to see you, man.
Dirty Dollar Bill, baby.
Dirty Dollar Bill.
You know who gave him that name? Wait, did I give you that name, Dirty? What do we do? Somehow you got that name on my show, or there was some kind of additional thing I added to that. I forget.
Yeah.
We'll have him clarify. I could be wrong.
Yeah, we definitely need some clarification. If there's any Laker fans out there, drop the hearts.
I may be willing it. You live on IG and this. Of course I am, Dallas. That's what I do, man. I can't leave. I can't leave.
You in a minute, man. Good to see you as well. Hope everything's well on your end. In a Dynasty draft, do I go Cook and Adams, Chubb and Adams, or Jacobs and Adams? Ooh.
Cook and Adams, Chubb and Adams, Jacobs and Adams. Cook and Adams. I mean, Cook's ranked higher, so it's an easy question.
I'm gonna go Cook. I don't think it's a take a lap worthy question, but it's close to it. But it's a Dynasty draft, so I can see why the appeal for Chubb or Jacobs would be there. So, fair question, Ryan, but both Smitty and I think that Dalvin Cook is the no-brainer there. Securing him with Alexander Madison and just securing that backfield is going to be really smart.
Yeah,
in fact, the Dalvin Cook owner in this draft should also be looking to handcuff Madison because whoever the starting running back in that offense is, they're going to kill it.
Dirty Dollar Bill said, yes, Smitty, he was Dollar Bill. And I don't know if he super chatted me or something, so you Dirty Dollar Bill. So he did get his name. I thought I remembered that. John Silver says John Brown and Allen have a good connection, so I do agree with that. I think that's why. The Smitty Show is better than season 3 of Ozark. That's impressive. Thank you. I don't know that you've seen it yet, but maybe you have. Doesn't it come out tonight? I think it comes out tonight, though.
I've not heard that show. Dylan and Dom went with T. Higgins. Went with the youth movement. They have a really, really good team, I think. Good combination of young and players that have done it. So I like that team a lot. Smitty, are you going to go with the quarterback, Marley?
I don't know. I go with the flow, man.
Jeez.
There's a lot of good players sitting here.
Sure is. You and Jock are just like refusing.
Well, I mean, I got Mahomes in the top 4, so I don't know if I'd throw Jock and I in the same.
Definitely not pulling a Jock. I'll take
Don't pull my Jock.
Nick Foles off the board. Nick Foles goes to mentor.
Corey, Michael, Jarrett, Deegan, Walter, Dried Ocean, Double A. Nice to see you guys. Sorry I didn't get to your comments earlier when I joined. Okay, I'll flip it around so everybody can kind of see what's going on.
Let's do it.
And then you can speak to it. Okay, what are we doing? What do you want me to look at?
Let's look at the last player taken. Tariq Cohen off the board. That's going to Laces out. So, for those people that are new to what the heck we're doing here, this is an actual draft. It is the stay-at-home 16-team Dynasty League. It is super flex, so there's 2 quarterbacks that start each week, or can start each week, I should say. We did this draft kind of random to kind of encourage people to stay home, of course, and also just have fun, have something to do. There's no sports going on out there, so might as well take advantage and do a fantasy draft. Jock Peterson, the Dodgers player is actually in this draft. He's drafted from the 2 spot. He has a solid team, but lackluster quarterback position, so we'll see how he does.
Oh,
What up, Gabriel?
I'm on deck. I'm gonna flip this around. I don't know if you want to take over for a second while I just draft.
Yeah. I'll jump in. Salvador, good to see you.
Okay, I'm on deck, guys. I need your help.
You already on?
I'm
That's fast.
on deck. Yeah.
All right. Dallas Goddard just went off the board. I think Jordan is actually playing today, so he's there. And Smitty, I don't know. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do?
I don't know. My freaking screen's frozen.
I'll flip it right after you make a pick.
I might have to make you do it if it doesn't. Oh no, it's letting me. Okay. Okay, guys. So who do I take here? Claypool is a good pick there, by the way.
Yeah, going for some rookies here. I don't know, man. I mean, my gut instinct would be the best quarterback available, but you tend to weave. Let's see. Yeah, Dirty Dollar Bill wants you to get a quarterback too.
Calm down, Dirty.
I mean, you still have Mitch Trubisky, Dwayne Haskins.
Yeah, Haskins ain't bad.
Honestly, Andy Dalton, what if he becomes a starter in New England? Not bad.
I feel like there's another quarterback that I had queued up. Oh, I know. Okay, here we go.
You got it?
Yeah, this one's gonna, I think, make people. This is what I was telling you. I had some tricks up my sleeve, and I was sitting there thinking, like, what the hell was I? Where was my trick? Why didn't I write it down?
I think I know what you're doing.
You do?
Yeah, I think you're going Taysom Hill.
I am. And Taysom Hill is so perfect in this scenario. Oh,
That is crazy.
is there? My screen's kind of frozen. Hold on. I think I'll be able to do it here.
There it is. Wow.
So let me explain this. Okay.
Please do.
So this is a situation where you have. I don't know that he's the franchise guy, and I've been critical of Taysom Hill probably more than anybody when they talk about him being their franchise guy. He's never thrown a touchdown pass. But he's going to be, Breeze is getting older. He's going to be utilized enough that I'm going to start him right away. And I'd rather have him than some of these other quarterbacks that are left that might be starting, because Taysom Hill is going to be used no matter what, whether Breeze is in there or not. And if Breeze gets hurt, I mean, even better for me for Taysom Hill. So Taysom Hill's like my sneaky good super flex play of 2020, especially if you're in a 16-teamer. And I was so scared he's going to go during that big gap that I had. So I was like, I have a trick up my sleeve, but I didn't want to really speak to it.
Okay. Okay, I see it. Alexander Madison is off the board. Does that go to the owner of Dalvin Cook? No. Come on, Mike. Wake up. Should have gone him.
Yeah, if I didn't go Taysom, I would have gone him. And I was kind of tempted. JP says brilliance with that pick. Retro says I love it, Smitty. Bryce says, or let's see. Yeah, I'm gonna look at a couple of those guys.
Appreciate that, Lou. Fantasy on tap.
What?
Taysom is terrible.
Taysom's terrible. Well, he's not my number one player. He's my 10th round super flex QB.
Yeah.
in a 16 teamer.
Sean Jackson off the board. Is Jock going to get a Jock with defense?
I feel like I kind of stole Taysom Hill, to be honest with you. I feel like
he may have stole it from him. I don't know, man.
No, not from him. From everybody. Like, I think he should have been in people's minds when Foles was going. Winston's not. I mean, Winston could get. Let's say Winston goes to Pittsburgh, he'd be great. So that could be a really good pick for Chris. Am I up?
Yeah.
No, I'm on deck.
No, you're on deck. It was interesting, and then Taysom Hill was just hiding. So you got to scroll all the way to the bottom.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I was talking it up, and then I couldn't find him.
Good awareness there, man.
But don't you think that, given I waited, everybody's kind of like, oh, you've been waiting. Like, that's as good as any of the QBs that have been taken over the last maybe 7 QBs taken. You could argue that it's as good.
I mean, when you're looking at Nick Foles, Jalen Hurts, Derek Carr, Jameis Winston, Justin Herbert, like, there's uncertainty across the board. But what we do know is that he is going to be involved. So, yeah, you can make that debate. Even Tyrod.
Carr more valuable. I don't know if Carr is more valuable than Taysom Hill right now, man. Carr's looking at Mariota staring him.
In fact, if you are the car owner,
Yeah.
might as well just bundle that up and have that secured.
Yep.
Car more valuable than Hill right now. So yeah, car at this very moment is definitely more valuable than Hill at this moment.
Retro says in the 9th round, it was the 10th round. First of all, buddy, he says Steele, Smitty, you're better than that. Retro, I know I am.
Foles is more valuable right now. Who ends up being the starting quarterback for the Chicago Bears? Do you feel like it's going to be Nick Foles, or do you think it's going to be Trubisky again?
Yeah, it'll be Foles. And Retro, if I'm better than that, if that's such a bad pick, why are there so many people that do like it in here? It's gonna be one of those where people like it or they don't. You know, it doesn't mean nobody knows. Lamar wasn't Lamar until he was Lamar, bro. And I'm not comparing him whatsoever to him. I'm just saying I love when people make these like that can't happen, you know, or I can't believe you thought that.
I'm gonna go ahead and take that piece you just said, Smitty. I'm going to capture that, and then I'm going to say that you just said that Taysom Hill is the next Lamar Jackson.
No, I didn't. What I said was that Lamar wasn't Lamar until he was a Lamar. And people are so funny how they act like they know that this thing can't happen, that can't happen. I'm going to do a...
What are you doing here?
I'm
distracting you.
I'm going to take a preemptive measure, and while a lot of people won't, I think, like this, to be honest, I think it's very, very safe for me. But I'm going to take Chase Edmonds and lock up my Cardinals backfield because that starter will be a top 5 to 10 running back.
We saw when Chase Edmonds was in for David Johnson, he produced at a high level. So I like it. Tony Pollard off the board. Is that for the Zeke owner? Good job, Jordan.
And I would have taken Jordan. You're lucky because I would have taken Pollard if I wasn't a Drake owner right now. Pollard would have been the guy.
Good. Cards should go after an offensive tackle or trade back to grab Swift. Yeah, I agree. I think the Cardinals' biggest area of need is the offensive line. So I think that should be their number one objective for sure. Irv Smith or Ian Thomas coming in from Trojan04, who I think is picking next. Hold on, wait for it. Yeah, he's next. Dom, you're gonna have to make that decision yourself. But I would lean Ian Thomas on that one. Well, with Nick now, they'll pass.
Smitty, you are the. This is the truth right here. PS says, Smitty, you're the one saying that Taysom Hill can't be a franchise QB. He's never thrown a TD pass. I know, and he's still value. But here's the thing, PS. He's not asked to be the starting quarterback right now. He's in a role right now where he's going to do probably a whole lot of damage at a value in a Superflex 16 team. Like if he was a starting quarterback for the Saints, I'd have to pay top dollar and watch him potentially with all the pressure crumble. I'm not saying he will. He could develop. Like we can't just because he hasn't thrown a touchdown pass doesn't mean he can't prove that he's good enough to start the league. I'm saying you can't. Breeze is maybe not coming back in the offseason, and they're talking like this guy is going to be their franchise quarterback. They're posturing to get Breeze back with the team, but I'm just saying that in his current role, he might be more valuable than if you put the pressure on him and make him the starter, or let him learn a little bit behind Breeze another year, and then I'll like him. But he should. When I said he couldn't be a starter, and if he hasn't thrown a touchdown pass, that was heading into this year. He still has to be groomed. You know,
he's still got a year of Breeze to do it. Very sneaky pick by Fantasy on tap. I really like the pick of Nyheim Hines simply because with Phillip Rivers in that offense, Hines being the pass receiving back in that offense, there's definitely some value there. We saw what he's been able to do with why did I just mind blank the name?
What are you talking about? Mac? Oh.
But yeah, what he's been able to do with Austin Eckler last year and the year before. Danny Woodhead before that. So whoever the pass catching running back in a Phillip Rivers offense is going to have tremendous value. So good job. Dude, Dylan, you're right.
What?
I thought he was going to make it back. My bad.
Who?
Me and Dylan were talking about rookie running backs. AJ.
Dylan.
Yeah, that was one that I was going to take instead of John Brown. So I'm kind of possibly regretting that decision.
Yeah.
But,
so
we'll see what happens there.
Just a little something on a little tip on what I was doing here with Drake. So again, if you invest in Drake at where I invested it, at second round value. Like if you protect him by cuffing him to Edmonds, you literally have almost like no risk at that point. They're going to use one of those running backs. They're not going to deploy a committee. And if you're wrong about Drake, or if Drake gets hurt, Edmonds looked fantastic. There was, like you said, that one game where Edmonds comes in and he scored like 3 TDs or whatever. Everybody thought this is the future right here. Then he gets hurt. They trade for Drake. And Drake ends up doing the same thing Edmonds does, which proves that the situation's better than the player. But both players are perfect fits, so it's like Priest Holmes in Kansas City. You cannot separate what Priest Holmes did in Kansas City. Like, that was one and the same. You cannot separate situation from player. Priest Holmes wouldn't have been the same player anywhere else, but it doesn't matter. Priest Holmes was Priest Holmes. And so this situation's giving you...
There's a few offenses that have that sort of situation. If Dalvin Cook goes down, Madison becomes a top 12 running back.
Yeah.
If Zeke goes down, Tony Pollard becomes a top 12 running back.
Yeah.
So there's a couple of people in their given systems and situations that can provide that upside. Damn, am I almost up? Just went off the board.
I love the Taysom Hill pick, man. I'm so excited I didn't forget what I was doing there. I got so much stuff on my mind right now, especially with the COVID-19 crap that is unraveling around us. There's so many things that I'm like, what was I supposed to do today? I had this thing I was going to do. I had that thing. I had that idea. I had that, draft I was doing. I'm surprised I haven't missed this draft once. Text me if that happens, or call me if I'm on the clock. Don't let me miss and screw up this amazing, what my team looks like, state of mind. Are you on the clock?
Ooh, I'm now on the clock. Jared Cook just went off the board.
Solid
pick this late in the draft. A couple players I'm looking at here. Let's see. Rumors that Sammy Watkins, that the Philadelphia Eagles are looking into Sammy Watkins. That's an interesting idea there. But the biggest thing for me, I'm obviously really low on stock here in my running back position. And just like yourself, I want to secure the backfield in Baltimore. So why not take Justice Hill?
Yeah.
To kind of lock up that backfield.
I like Hill.
I don't have to worry about it.
Oh, you idiot!
Sleeper on the desktop always loves my picks.
Hold on, I gotta queue up the idiot pick. Oh, I don't have sound. I have it in my earbuds. I forgot.
You do? So you get the wows and the dings in the ear.
Yeah, it sounds great, guys. Let me just say, if you want to know what glory looks like, and you don't have a dictionary nearby, just take a look at that team right there. Mahomes, Drake, A.J. Brown, Jerry Jeudy, DeAndre Swift, McLaurin, Hollywood Brown, Justin Jefferson, Taysom Hill. What a sneaky QB2 and a super flex. I'm so excited. And Chase Edmonds to back up my boy Drake. Damn. I'm proud of myself.
It's all right. That's a fringe top 16.
Yeah. I think I'm ready now. I think one person said you might win in a couple years. Hell no. That team's going to dominate out the gate, baby. I built it for the now and the future. But again, like I said last show, one reason I built it a little more for the future was because I have a feeling that we could fill any spots, any vacancies really fast. So this Dynasty League feels like it'll last a while. So I'm okay investing in a little bit of youth.
Yeah, we're definitely going to keep this thing going. I was not on the right tab here. Who got picked?
Stidham, which is a pick I would have went if I didn't take Taysom Hill. I was going to take Stidham. I just didn't think Hill would last. I thought somebody else would get creative like that. But Stidham is a guy I wanted. I kind of like him, man. I kind of have a good feeling about him. Not going to call him the next Brady, but I'm certainly not going to write him off. I think a lot of people want to write him off.
Not bad, man. Not bad.
He looks good.
I'm looking at some rookies here, but I'm looking somewhere else now. Whatever happened to Corey Davis, man? Such a high selected player in the draft a few years ago. A.J. Brown just comes in and just dominates.
Hit the thumbs up.
Do you think Corey Davis, given the youth, has any sort of upside?
Nah. Corey Davis is put a fork in him. I mean, if he's gonna bump somebody down to me, yes, take him, bro.
You're like dude, he's the best player available.
I want him. I'm throwing up smoke right now. Hit the thumbs up on the weigh-in, guys. Come on.
Royce Freeman, oh man, it's getting slim here, man. Not gonna lie. Not gonna lie. Justin Jackson is interesting here. He is gonna have some opportunity in that backfield with the Chargers. Austin Eckler was not the solution as a primary ball carrier in that offense. Didn't have over 600 rushing yards. That could be interesting. You want to swing for upside here. Just snag another quarterback from you guys? No. I'm going to go youth here. 6, 5. Oh, dude, I accidentally hit the wrong button. Oh, that was supposed to be Dallas Goedert. No. Oh.
That's a tough spot to be in when you're the commish too, because like you.
That was like literally my mouse was like the little finger was hovering over it, and it moved down slightly as I hit the button. Oh my god. Well, I just threw away my 12th rounder.
You should have traded it to me.
Yeah. Trade.
Why don't I have any more? I don't know. My audio's all jacked up now.
Goddard went already. Did he really? Yeah, he did. My bad.
I
think I was looking at players thinking my cue was all.
You thought it said Goddard.
Yeah. That was my bad. Slim Pickens. It's gonna be interesting to see what players are off the board here.
Yeah.
Recommend probably rookies, but who knows? What are you looking at, Smitty? Are you going to get another quarterback? I think you should honestly double down on 2 quarterback prospects.
Well, I would have taken Stidham if he was there, but I'm going to take the best player available now because I like my Taysom Hill pick a lot. But, I
just don't know that he's a day one starter, to be honest with you.
I think he is. I think he is in a super flex 16-teamer. I don't think he's a starter in a regular 12-team 1 QB league or even a 12-team super flex. He's borderline. He's good to have on your bench, in case you're right about what you're predicting with him or whatever. But I think in a 16-teamer, that's the thing is like I love when people do analyze a team and they go, your super flex QB stinks or your wide receiver 3 isn't any good. Like they just compartmentalize your roster. Like, do you see where I stacked at the other positions? Do you see that I traded up and I've got a stack going on that I couldn't have afforded to do had I not made a bold move and decided to go with a void in my lineup, which I feel confident I'm going to fill. Other people, I mean, Taysom Hill's a bold move for a reason. A lot of people will not like it,
right?
And I could be wrong about it, but I have a great feeling that he could score a very consistent amount of points. He won't be a top, 10 quarterback, and he's not starting. But
that's kind of why I think you should take a shot.
Well, it depends on who's there.
Yeah. Honestly, Eric Ebron was probably the sneakiest pick. I don't know what he was doing, hiding in the tight end rankings a little bit.
I don't know. I'm not super huge on him. I would have liked Jordan Love.
He's now the starting tight end in a Ben Roethlisberger offense. I think he's a great sleeper.
Yeah.
Great job. Good pick.
Yeah. You make a point.
Jordan Love, solid, man.
I would have taken Jordan Love. I wonder if do you think Taysom Hill would have fallen to this next pick? Do you think anybody would have taken? I think people would have thought about it by now.
Yeah. No, I think here at this point, yeah.
I don't think he would have lasted.
In retrospect, I should have gone Justin Jackson. I was talking about it.
Yeah.
So solid pick, whoever Justin Jackson.
I would have loved to walk out with Jordan Love and Taysom Hill, or Jarrett Stidham and Taysom Hill. That would have been my ideal scenario.
Yep. Solid draft, fellas. Yeah, dude, I don't know what the heck I was looking at with Goddard. Yeah, he went a long time ago.
Well, you weren't looking at Goddard.
No. I was just glancing over it. It's all good. What do you make of the tight end situation in Seattle?
I don't know if anybody knows the answer to that, man.
It's a complete mess.
Yeah, I don't know that anybody can answer that. Why?
And the Njoku era came to a huge halt.
Yeah. Man, I don't think there's a QB left to take.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it's just a shot at you. It's a shot at Mitch Trubisky. It's a shot at Jacoby Brissett. It's a shot at Andy Dalton. and Marcus Mariota, so you
Yeah.
really don't have one to pick from.
Yeah, I don't know if I like any of those.
That's your selection.
Well, Taysom Hill was Taysom Hill was hiding and Stidham was hiding.
Yeah, there's some dude. I gotta pay more attention to this freaking pool here because I'm not looking at this right. Here we go. All right, Pat's defense off the board.
Off the board. This is a top 10 pick in mock.
Well done.
Did you
Good
do?
job, Nate.
Did you do mock drafts like week 4 and 5 and 6? I did. I still did mock drafts, and it's crazy, but it was a fun way to gauge where people would be ranked, moving forward. And the Patriots D would go in the top 12 overall. It was crazy, and for weeks.
Points that were there too.
It was. I was calling everybody crazy because they were drafting them too high, but
Honestly, they led me to a number 1 record in many leagues. Those Patriots defense is crazy.
yeah.
Dylan wants you to take a gamble on Mariota.
No, Dylan. I mean, he's worth a thought, but I don't like any of these QBs.
Receivers are kind of rough here.
What happened to Josh Rosen, man? He's supposed to be this guy that was gonna rise up in Arizona. No one even gave him a shot, and I don't know that he was deserving of a shot.
I know, man. Yeah, that his story. I hope he gets another opportunity somewhere. But when you go from what the Arizona Cardinals were 2 years ago to the Miami Dolphins,
There's got to be somebody left. I don't think there is. I'm trying to find somebody that's like hiding.
You could probably find him. He's got to scroll down a lot.
I mean, there's like Alex Smith, Nathan Peterman, if you dare. Kyle Allen, he signed with where did he sign? Blanken. I don't think he signed to start, but who knows?
No, I think he's going to Washington, isn't he?
Yeah, I think it is Washington.
Did
But
you guys discuss yet that the draft isn't postponed? I've not. Anything to add on that to me?
I think because it's online, ESPN's going to do a fantastic job with it. Imagine, like they're going to literally cover. I mean, we don't even care so much about what happens there. If anything, I bet you I'm going to make a prediction that they redefine how the NFL draft experience is from a viewer perspective, and they realize that what they may do with this, different style of coverage might entertain us more. We might be super into the way that they present this because, I don't know, I like the NFL draft. It's always an exciting time, but walking up to the podium and all that, like I'd rather just get right to the highlights. I'd rather see. I don't know. I think it's gonna be cool and see people in their homes if they have webcams set up, and it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun. I think it could redefine a little bit how we watch it moving forward. What about the Olympics getting postponed a year? That was kind of smart not to cancel it. Let's just move it a year. Yeah. The NFL would be smart to do that too. If they're going to move, they just move it. And they just say we're going to have a shorter off season. We're not going to necessarily even cut the games down. Maybe we cut the games down, but we're not just going to cancel the NFL this far out. It's going to be moved. Like, don't have knee-jerk reactions.
Yeah, I hope so. And I trust the NFL to. I think they've been playing it right, so I think they should be good. Rob, since we're doing 3 picks a day, we should move it to 18 rounds. You may have a point there. No one's going to be upset for an extra pick. That's right. I wonder what this draft's going to look like in the 18th round.
And I wouldn't be I mean, I'm okay doing it if you want to, but I wouldn't be opposed to just finishing the draft out like in a setting. I don't know how entertaining the 14, 15, 16 round range will be for everybody, but
yeah, it's going to be probably more Q&A here on the live than anything else. I don't think people are going to get really excited about somebody by the name of Harrison Bryant off the board.
Yeah.
So, I'm with you. I'm with you. Or we just kind of do it offline. I mean, put a timer and just run. We will see. How many rounds have we done so far?
This is round 12.
So this is the third round, right?
This is the last round for tonight.
Okay. A few more picks left, Smitty. And are you on the clock?
No. Oh, am I?
Yeah, dude.
Oh, crap.
Come on, man. See, that's why we're struggling here. Yeah, I don't know, Steve. That's a good question, man. That is a good question. I posted earlier today, who's your favorite fantasy football player of all time? Who's that guy that you like to own, that you were gunning for each and every draft?
What do you guys think? Should I go Jonnu Smith here? What do you think about Jonnu Smith?
Tight end?
Yeah.
Pull the trigger, man. I still think you just should take a shot at a quarterback. I think you just grab Andy Dalton and then hope he lands with the Patriots.
What do you guys think I should do? Disley? I kind of tempted to go Disley.
Well,
I just don't know if he's going to be healthy. Who do you guys think I should get?
YouTube needs to chime in a little bit.
Hurry up.
Brandon Marshall was my guy for a while too, man. When he was in Chicago, he had a few.
What do you think about Bashard? What do you think about Bashard Perriman? What do you think about Bashard Perriman?
Oh, not bad.
Yeah.
Came on there towards the end in Tampa. But yeah, Brandon Marshall was my guy. Calvin Johnson was always my favorite too. Oh, so you got full trigger. There it is. Bryce Love. Wait, where'd it go?
Bryce Love. I don't know. Kind of felt it.
Okay. Like it. Youth movement. No problem with that. Smitty, what's your favorite player all time? Fantasy.
Priest Holmes, by far. By far. Priest Holmes. I love Priest Holmes, man.
I wish I played in that era. That'd been fun.
Oh god, it was so fun. Like they got he'd march into the end zone like 4 times, and it was like if he didn't have like a 2 or 3 TD game, if he just had 1 TD and 100 yards, it was a very, very bad day. Like you were just disappointed. He was like a lock for like 103. Like it was crazy, man.
That is insane.
Not a 3, but like he'd have those days quite often.
Was LT the most dominant player?
I think Priest easily.
I knew who he was. I was 10 years old when Priest Holmes was tearing up the league. I was aware.
I think Priest Holmes and LaDainian Tomlinson could easily be argued as like, you know, even pros and cons to putting them both one. Emmitt Smith, obviously, you could do that as well. But I mean, fantasy wise, it was like LT, Priest Holmes, Larry Johnson for a short stint. And which reminds you every year that running backs can literally fall off after 1, 2, 3 years. You cannot. I mean, Larry Johnson there was no better up and coming running back, especially replacing Priest Holmes, having 27 rushing touchdowns in 1 year. You played in that era, right?
No,
you didn't. Okay.
10 years ago, so 2010.
10 years ago. That's good.
Chris is saying Sean Alexander. That was kind of that player. Right towards the back end.
Yeah,
right?
And he had 5 years and done. 5 years and done. He was kind of like
then it was CJ2K for a while, right?
Yeah, very short period of time. But have you ever seen Priest Holmes like highlights and stuff or?
Yeah, man. I watched him. I was a kid, but I remember Priest Holmes just dominating.
Yeah.
That was the Tony Gonzalez. That was the
Trent Green and.
Trent Green.
Yeah.
They had who was their left tackle? It was like this Willie Rolfe, I think was his name.
I'm blanking, but
was a beast.
I'd say Priest Holmes was my favorite. I think Kurt Warner would be second.
Yeah.
Kurt Warner was just so fun. I remember in my draft the year Kurt Warner broke out. I bet you this is not that uncommon for people that Kurt Warner just got hurt before like most fantasy drafts. I'm sorry, Trent Green just got hurt before most fantasy drafts were about to draft. And it was like, the number 1 overall pick is, and whenever someone says that out loud, somebody in the draft usually would go, yell out a kicker, yell out some dumb name, and some guy in my league goes, Kurt Warner! And everyone laughed so hard, and, you know, no one knew he was going to become what he became. But it was absolutely, pause the draft, yeah.
Pause it.
Pause. Should we go over the teams real quick?
Yeah, finish your statement, though.
Oh, just that it was just amazing what Kurt Warner did right out of the gate, man. I mean, he was so phenomenal. If you didn't get a chance to watch Kurt Warner play football, you need to watch a bunch of highlights because he's literally could go down as like he could go down as like a top 2 or 3 overall quarterback. Like, he was so phenomenal to do what he did, to go from bagging groceries literally to the NFL and becoming the NFL MVP within 1 calendar year. Imagine bagging groceries. Like, we've all been there, whether it's building up a brand like we're doing here or at your job. Maybe some of the people right now are young and they're like 19 years old. They haven't quite hit that break. They're like, it's never going to happen to me. I can't visualize getting. Yeah. And so, I mean, we all had those moments where we didn't think it could happen for us. I'm not going to get there or whatever. Kurt, imagine bagging groceries at how old was he? Probably 30 something, 32. I think he was still 25. Like, he was late 20s, was he? Or not? No, I don't. Maybe like 28. Maybe somebody find out. Maybe it was 28 or something. It was not young. He played at the Arena Football League for a number of years. It was not working. His wife stood by him as he continued to try to play football. And he's bagging groceries. You have to be, if you're bagging groceries, and no offense if anyone bags groceries, I'm just saying for him who's trying to aspire to be the best player in the NFL, and you literally are already past an NFL team even looking at you, you're done. Like, most people would not have kept trying, and he becomes probably one of the greatest quarterbacks ever in the history of the NFL. He's phenomenal. So him and Priest Holmes are amazing.
He crushed me, man, because
he was 28, 29. Yeah, he was old. Like, imagine you're still trying to be to make the NFL at 28, 29, and you do it.
I'm 30, so it was, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's one of the most phenomenal stories, like, in sports history, and I would say it's the most phenomenal emergence of a player in sports history.
It's gotta be. There's a lot of cool success stories where a player is undrafted, but for one to win a Super Bowl and make the Hall of Fame, you're right.
Yeah.
And then the years that he played with Arizona, I remember it was 2009, the NFC Championship game. It was Donovan McNabb. It was Deshaun Jackson's first year. And I was so sure we were going to go to the Super Bowl that year, and then him and Larry Fitzgerald just carve us up.
Yeah. All right, let me flip this around for Instagram, and then we'll go over the teams real quick. So this team 1 is please answer my question. When doing multiple drafts, do you try to get the same group of guys or change it up? You change it up because you don't want one injury to screw your entire season, man.
You don't want to die in that same sword.
Yeah, unless it's like a late pick, like you're taking, let's say you're taking, I don't know, Kareem Hunt or something like in the 7th round in every one of your drafts. That would be fine, but don't take like the same players. So McCaffrey.
Team 1 is nice.
I don't have my horn.
Galladay. Doubling him up with Zach Ertz. CeeDee Lamb. Raheem Mostert, Teddy Bridge, Ryan Fitzpatrick was a trade. So, we got to click on.
Oh yeah. So, do you love this team?
I like it a lot. Then he's got Ronald Jones, Hayden Hurst, Deshaun Jackson, Justin Tucker. Well done, dude. Really like the squad here.
So he's got Ronald Jones over here and made this trade right here. So I see those grayed out. I would say if I had to rank this on. If I had to rank this on a 1 to 10, I would rank this team. I'd say at least
top 3 in the league. Right?
Yeah, let's do that instead of 1 to 10. I'll say this is top. I'll give it a top 5 because I'm not sure what we're going to be looking at here, and I could say you can move up. Barkley, Juju, Kelsey, Carry-On was a bad pick in my opinion. But I love the first 3 picks. They're actually really good. Thielen was sneaky good. Landry I don't like. Rivers was the best he could get. That was actually not bad. And Hooper fell probably too far, and I'm very down on Hooper, and he still, I think, was a steal in this draft. But I would say that because of the QB situation, even though I love the first 3 picks, he's looking at like a 5. Because that Rivers thing could kill him. And then he'll have to trade, a really good player to get a quarterback that he doesn't even love?
Yeah, like a Travis Kelce or even a Juju.
Mike Thomas, Aaron Rodgers, Todd Gurley. I don't like James Conner. I like at the right price in redraft. I'm not sure about Dynasty. Joe Burrow. I mean, it could be a really good pick. We don't really know yet. Robert Woods, Mike Williams, Fant was good value, very good value. Madison was a great value. I'm going to give this team. What do you give this team? Top.
I think it's top 7.
Okay. I'm okay with that. You can be brutally honest. Not that you would try and,
top 7.
lie to me. Really? You don't think it's any better than that? I'm fine with it if you don't. This one.
Wait, what'd you say right now?
Oh, I moved on to mine.
Oh, my bad.
And I said, be brutally honest with me. I don't care, but I'm just curious. Where do you rank this team in this dynasty? So we got.
I think you definitely zigged and zagged. I think you have a cluster of young, high upside players, but until we know where they're going to land, it's really up in the air. So those first 3 picks are really kind of the backbone of your team, which are solid. I do think that the fact that you don't have a steady flex QB2, I think that's going to hurt a little bit. So I think the start of the draft was better than the end of the draft so far. I think the same thing could be said for me.
I think it's pretty safe to say that Judy or Swift will end up being a top 12 overall player, if not top 10. And I think because there's a chance that both of them could both be top 12, top 15 overall, let's say in 2021, 2022, I feel like this just makes this team, like even if Drake failed, like these would fill those voids. And I get that a lot of people aren't going to like this Taysom Hill as a super flex QB, but this is 16 freaking teams. This is not a 12-teamer. This is 16-team super flex, 6 points per TD pass. He doesn't throw TD passes, though. It's 6 points per TD pass, and he doesn't throw, but he can run them, and I'm okay with that. But I think what people, forget when looking at my roster is that I have McLaurin and Hollywood Brown, and those guys in here are just like I think those are the safeguards for any kind of maybe early pick that I made.
And you have good training chips, too, so... I think it's solid. So far, I think Team 1 is the winner.
Okay.
So far.
So 16-teamer, I give myself a top 3, and I'll let you know if
I'll give you top 5.
Well, I still like that. It's good. You're a little skeptical of some of it, so top 5 is still good.
I mean, you got to look at it in dynasty terms, and you have a bunch of high upside youth players. So
yeah. And I'm banking on some of that stuff to work out. It's not like I'm going to get lucky with it. I'm actually counting on it. But Elliott, Julio, Kittle, Chark, J.K. Dobbins, A.J. Green, Derek, Drew Lock, Tyrod Taylor, Antonio Brown was an auto pick. Claypool. I'd say this is top 5, man.
That's really?
Yeah.
I'm feeling bottom 5.
I mean, J.K. Dobbins, Chark, Kittle, and Elliott, that's so solid, man. The only thing I don't like is that Julio pick.
Dude, his starting quarterbacks are Drew Lock.
Oh, you know what?
It's Tyrod Taylor.
I'm sorry. I thought he had...
No.
Oh, yeah. Shoot. Yeah. I'm sorry, Jordan. I jumped the gun there. I thought I saw Drew...
He auto-drafted 3 rounds.
I was thinking this is Drew Brees when I said Drew Lock, but I was thinking this is Drew Brees in my head. I was like, wait a minute. I'm sorry, Jordan. You're bottom 5.
Poor guy.
Jordan got so excited. Jordan might have run off and he doesn't know yet that I took it back. I thought that was Drew. I thought that was Drew Brees for whatever reason in my mind. Yeah, without any quarterbacks, Jordan, that's gonna be rough. I don't know. Literally, Jordan, you have a top 4, top 5 overall team. Obviously, without the quarterbacks, but the reason you got to that point is because you didn't take quarterbacks.
I would strongly.
My bad on that.
See if you can move Julio and grab a quarterback.
Yeah, my bad on that, Jordan. I give you a false sense of accomplishment there. But make a good trade if Drew Lock ends up being the man. Let's say Drew Lock is, top 5. He lands that, then you're freaking top 4, though, bro. So, Dalvin Cook, Mike Evans. And then we got to go over Matt, Ryan, Gallup, and Akers. So let me try and retain this. Okay. Gallup, Akers, Ryan with this. Gallup, Akers, Ryan. I don't like the belt.
I think it's better if we kind of say it in terms of how the positions will be. So his 2 starting quarterbacks are going to be Matt Ryan and Sam Darnold, right? His two starting running backs are going to be Dalvin Cook and Le'Veon Bell. His receivers are going to be Mike Evans, Michael Gallup, and Emmanuel Sanders. And then his his flex play would be Kareem Hunt at this point. So I think it's a really good starting unit. And then you have Jamal Williams, Dallas Goedert.
So what do you rank it? Top what?
I'm giving it top 7.
And Jordan, I feel bad. I didn't mean that to sound like it. I'm not laughing like your team is awful. I'm laughing because I totally just misjudged the Drew Brees thing. And like honestly, man, like let's say Claypool ends up being a complete stud, or let's say you're able to trade so you trade Claypool or you trade J.K. Dobbins for a quarterback. You can easily get back in it, but it is going to be hard for you to compete right now unless Drew Lock proves himself. So
I honestly feel like he should trade Julio Jones because he's a diminishing asset with kind of just ending back end of his career. But he has such a huge name value, so you can probably get some, a Brady, a Tannehill. I mean, look to me, man. I'll trade Tannehill and another piece for Julio Jones. So,
Brofist Jordan, I didn't mean to rip on the team. I mean, looking at your team at a glance, I ranked you in the top 4 or 5. So clearly, I like your players, man.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is the team that I think is top 3.
We got Alvin Kamara, and then our running backs are Alvin Kamara, Lindsey. I don't like that running crew though. Penny, Lindsey, Kamara.
Right.
Receivers are all
strong.
So I like them individually, but together because they all kind of have question marks for me. I mean, Keenan Allen's getting older. He's even threatened to retire like 3 or 4 years ago. Like it's just you don't know what's going on in that guy's head. He threatened to retire. You remember that?
What? No,
yeah.
That wasn't Keenan Allen.
Yeah, I'm almost. Anybody know that? Can anybody confirm that? I'm pretty sure Keenan Allen was considering retiring about 3 years ago.
Like 27 years old.
I know. That's why everybody's like, "What the hell?" It was like 2 or 3 years ago.
3 straight seasons. He was injury prone to begin his career,
I'm not.
The last 3 years have been amazing.
I know, but I'm just saying, like, there's, all those things add up in my mind when I start talking about like a dynasty league.
I still think it's solid, man. I think
so
it's locked in 3 top.
I'm not. Yeah, top 5 or 6. I just don't know that I like it better in my team, but.
Right. Russell Wilson and Jimmy G, I think, are as solid as you can get. Alvin Kamara is obviously a top 5 upside play. You got Tyler Higbee.
We good, Jordan?
Ian Thomas.
Jordan.
I like those 2 tight ends, too.
Jordan, are we good? Brofist. Jordan's my boy.
It's the most complete team, in my opinion. I do think the running back position is a little bit weak, but it's a 16-teamer. You can't have a perfect squad. So I'm going to label that top 3, in my opinion.
Okay, so Nick Chubb, Deshaun Watson. I don't like the Mac pick. It's just too early, but Baker, I don't like the Baker pick at all. But, you had to kind of look for QBs there. So that's, again, why I don't either take a QB. I take my QB early, and if I don't have to, I don't force myself to take a second QB in a super flex when I just love the players that are available there. Darrell Henderson could be really, really interesting for this team. If N'Keal Harry and Darrell Henderson if they become as good as I predicted they would be, and their situations have kind of held them back, I don't think it's any of their fault at all, then this team could vault. But for right now, you're waiting on those things, and I think that puts you outside the top 6, but you got a whole lot of upside. Okay, Jordan says we're good. I felt bad. You thought it was funny. Okay. It was funny because I'm like, dude, this team's top 4. Look at that. It's lit. And you're like, because it doesn't have QBs. And I'm like, oh. I thought it was Breeze. But Jordan, it's lit up until that point.
Absolutely, man. No problem, Dom. What do you think about this 4 trio here? I mean, this 4-pack of receivers: Debo, Will Fuller, N'Keal Harry, and Jamison Crowder.
Debo, Will Fuller,
and N'Keal Harry are going to be a starting.
I mean, no, I mean that's until things happen. That's weak.
That's rough.
Okay, so Adams, Derrick Henry, Cooper Kupp, Jared Goff, Chris Carson, Darren Waller. I got to click on them. And Fitzpatrick, and Curtis Samuel, and Tariq Cohen, A.J. Dillon. So here's the weird thing about this team. I love the first pick, obviously. The second pick, you can't argue. It's second round. Like, you could have your doubts about him staying healthy and all that, Derrick Henry, but that's second round. That's amazing value. Cooper Kupp, he deserves that, but I don't like my teams when I draft Cooper Kupp there as my third player. I just don't like it. And I hate the Goff pick, but I love his Chris Carson pick better than both of those. Well, I like Cooper Kupp about the same, but I love the Chris Carson pick, and I love the Waller pick. Like, I'm starting to love his picks again, So I think he saves it, but I think that puts you at like 6-7, maybe 5-7, 5, in the 5 to 6 range, which is good.
Yeah, I mean, Ryan Fitzpatrick has proven to be pretty solid. So he was a league winner down the stretch. I like that team. I think it's really good. I think it's top 5.
Okay.
Okay, here's where it gets all over the place when you go to mentors, because him and Cyphers did like a million trades.
Yeah.
Austin Eckler was his first pick. Josh Jacobs is his second running back. So 2 solid, youthful running backs.
David Johnson.
You got Matthew Stafford and Drew Brees as his quarterback. So obviously Drew Brees is solid. Stafford's a little bit of a question mark. Allen Robinson is his first wide receiver, along with Nicole Hardman. He also has David Johnson, Darius Geis, Mike Gesicki, Nick Foles.
So I don't like the wide receivers at all.
Robinson is solid. Like, you definitely can't argue with
for now
receptions for 1,100 yards and touchdowns.
Yeah. For now, I mean, I like him.
Yeah. I mean, Nicole. Jeez, I don't know, man.
You
may be dropping him pretty soon.
I mean, I like both receivers, but not as your 1 and 2. This is like your sneaky good wide receiver 2 and Allen, maybe if you're like building deep. So, but I love the first 2 picks.
I like the three-headed monster at running back. To be honest with you, say what you will about David Johnson, but in that situation, that scenario, if he's the go-to guy, I do think he has top 15, top 12 appeal. So his top 3 running backs are pretty much the core of his squad. I like it.
I think you need some things to happen to get in the top 6, but
outside the top 6.
But things could happen. Hopkins, Josh Allen feels so early for a second drafted player. I understand that we're in a 16-team superflex, but I just feel like that's like he has to deliver.
Yeah, could have gone Watson or Russell Wilson.
Yeah, I just feel like he has to deliver now. Like, there's no upside built in that. He's gonna have to be a monster to get your value back. I like the Melvin Gordon pick in the 4th round in a dynasty, but this is a 16-teamer, so that is kind of like a 4th round pick. I think he's going to be way better. What do you think about Melvin Gordon in Denver? I think people are a little bit off their rocker thinking that he can't, like, they brought him in for a reason. They're not going to not give this guy starter touches. And when you factor in this 1 point, I don't know how you have an argument against it. He's going to be the PPR guy. Would you agree?
Yeah, Melvin Gordon.
Okay,
Melvin Gordon in essence is what Philip Lindsay and Royce Freeman are separately.
Right.
He is somebody that can do
both. But
things.
Answer this from the counterpoint perspective.
Okay.
If Melvin Gordon is the PPR guy, that usage alone is enough to make you almost a running back 2 in some scenarios if he's getting fed the ball. Now, You're going to tell me he's not going to at least get half of the carries on top of that? That puts him at like a 60-70% usage mark, and people are worried about him getting all the carries. I don't understand. I don't understand at all.
Carries. Like, honestly, I feel Melvin Gordon's going to be a really good value in the 3rd round mostly.
I just don't. I don't get it. I don't get it at all. People are so off the rocker on this. Melvin Gordon is one of the best 4th round picks you can have in redraft in 2020.
This phases out Royce Freeman's upside, right? This definitely limits Philip Lindsay in what he can do. So Melvin Gordon is brought in to be that guy. So
let's speed it up. I got to jump in 5 here. So Tank 4. So this team I'm going to put it at. I love the Melvin Gordon pick. I don't like the 2nd round pick, even though I like Allen a lot. He was on my bold predictions last year. I don't like the Cousins pick. I like the Damien a little bit, but not in Dynasty. Like, I like him, on a roster because I think he could potentially surprise. But you're paying high dollar value there when you got guys like Marquise Brown still there, Tyler Boyd, Lockett. Those are good players you passed on. Henry is very interesting. Slayton I love a lot. That was a great pick down in the 8th round. Excellent job there. And Diggs I like. So I don't know, man. Top 6, top 7 still, even with some mistakes.
I think it's outside the top 7 for me. Although I love my boy Nick, but for me, it's outside the top 7. But it's a solid team. Like
I mean, if
pretty good.
Allen's got to deliver for you, man, or you're done. But if
Exactly.
Allen does deliver, you could be there because I like some of those picks.
Yeah.
I think you made some mistakes, and I still like it. So that's an awesome job.
Nathan can't believe that you're hating on the Cooper Cup in the 4th and the Cooper Cup Jared Goff. I like that. Cup was awesome, dude.
Cup wasn't in the 4th. He was in the 3rd.
Third. He was Cup was awesome.
I know, but we are talking.
The number 1 receiver in the LA Rams offense, so I think he's going to surprise you.
We were talking Dynasty. What's up, Bannon? Okay, real quick.
He's like 25 years old.
Real quickly. Yeah, but he's got injury worries for me. I feel like I'm surprised. I should put those aside, given that he made it through last year without getting hurt after rushing back from an ACL tear, which was a huge mistake in my opinion. I don't know how he didn't get hurt. Yeah, Dr. Roush and I talked about that, how you can't rush that back. You can't come back too early or you're overcompensating, which still has me worried about other injuries for him. Yeah. But, if he's rehabbing right in the offseason, then he should be fine. But I don't know. I just worry about it, man.
Cool.
Joe Mixon, Aaron Jones, Taylor, Brady, Roethlisberger.
Solid.
Where's his other pick?
Ooh, this is where it falls off the wagon. The receivers.
Yeah.
It goes Robbie Anderson is your wide receiver 1 when you have to start 3 receivers. Mm-hmm. Christian Kirk's value is completely gone now that DeAndre Hopkins is there. Deontay Johnson is interesting. Jalen Rigger and
I'd say you could be a top 6 team if you land waiver wire guys like a madman. If he gets the next Chark off waivers, you're like
if all 3 running backs hit and they finish top 12, then you're going to finish in the top 3.
Okay, Kyler, Dak, Calvin Ridley, Montgomery, Mark Andrews, Boyd, Clyde. I like this team. It's kind of crafty. I'm going to say the running backs worry me, but if this lives and dies by Montgomery. If Montgomery can give you even high-end running back 2 production, you're in the mix of top 6. If Montgomery's not a top 15 running back, then you're going to have some trouble. But I like it, so I'm going to put you in the top 6.
I think the fact that he has two quarterbacks that are so.
And we cut out. I'll go live again real quick. And we're live, and we're back. Instagram. I think what he was trying to say is because he has such good quarterbacks, he'll be fine. Godwin, Miles Sanders, DK Metcalf, Cortland Sutton, Tua, and Gardner Minshew. That QBs are rough, bro. Jameis Winston could save you down there, though, if he got into Pittsburgh and then Big Ben went down. But Sanders is way too high for me. I like the Godwin pick, of course. DK is a little high, but I like it. Sutton's about right. I think I'd give that outside the top 6, though. You need something to happen in order for that to really hit home. State of Mind, he's going to miss his own review. Where are you, State of Mind? Here he is. He's here. Request in, man. I'm about ready to review you. I gave this team right here because I got to run. I'm going to roll through this fast. I gave this team a outside the top 6 for sure because of Tua and Minshew. It's really rough. Really, really rough. Let me see if I can request you in, State of Mind. Oh, I guess you're gone. Tyreek Hill, Leonard Fournette, Daniel Jones, Ryan Tannehill. I've made it known. I told him this, that I don't love the Daniel Jones and Tannehill picks. I feel like not going QB early. Getting Watson here would have been more ideal. I told State of Mind his most ideal move he could have made is instead of Fournette, he could have taken Watson. And instead of Daniel Jones, he could have taken Jonathan Taylor or Swift. And I'd rather have Tyreek Hill, Watson, and Taylor than I'd rather have Tyreek Hill, Leonard Fournette, and Daniel Jones. Do you guys agree with that? Isn't that a good way to reverse engineer the draft and literally say Tyreek Hill, Watson, and Jonathan Taylor are way better than Tyreek Hill, Fournette, and Daniel Jones, in my opinion. And I love Daniel Jones. I'm muted again. Okay, guys. I guess I'm done on IG. That's all right. State of Mind's live. Maybe I can jump in with his.
Jared Cook and then Duke really like.
He took over. He's like, I'm not doing it. I can't hear Smitty.
Again,
Let's see if he can hear us.
see what happens here. So as of now, I think this team is outside of the top 7.
It's hot in here.
Smitty, come on in.
He's going to welcome me in his chat. Can you hear me? Everyone said they couldn't hear me.
No, I can hear you.
Okay, weird. I don't know, it muted me. It mutes me once in a while after a full hour, and I got to restart my phone. It's crazy.
Yeah, turn up the volume and everything.
So, flip the screen and let's look at your team. I just reviewed you, but I'm going to tell you again what I feel.
Dude, I feel like that last pick that I just did kind of screwed me up, but whatever. Here we go.
So, again, as I just mentioned, I think, and I told you this last time, but Tyreek Hill, Watson, and Jonathan Taylor or Swift would have been better, in my opinion, than Hill, Fournette, and Daniel Jones. But you're a big Fournette believer, so I get why you like your move better. But for me, I like Jonathan Taylor more than I like Fournette in a dynasty, or I potentially like Swift more, and that's because I'm banking on those two. Maybe you have more questions about them. I just don't like Fournette at all.
Yeah. So actually, I've assembled a starting lineup now. So I mean, I have Daniel Jones, I have Leonard Fournette, Mark Ingram as my running back, Tyreek Hill, T.Y. Hilton, Henry Ruggs. I think are 3 really solid receivers. I have Evan Ingram, who's a high upside young tight end to pair with Daniel Jones, and right now I have John Brown at the flex to go with Ryan Tannehill at the super flex. So
yeah.
I think it's solid. My bench has a couple hidden gems. Cam Newton, we have no idea what's going to happen with him, but if he ends up in a good situation, then I may have just snagged a top 12 quarterback. I have Justin Herbert, again, a top 10 overall pick in this year's draft. Justin Hill, so to handcuff with Mark Ingram, and then this is the pick that was not supposed to happen. This pick right here, in hindsight, should have been Eric Ebron. So,
well, it's okay. I like the team. I think if Daniel Jones is as good as I believe he could be, and I really like him a lot. I think he could be a top 5 or 6, QB in time. I don't know if it'll be right away. You might show flashes of it as you go, but I think if Tannehill and Daniel Jones and Fournette can do what you believe they can do, then you're for sure going to be top 6. I just have my doubts about Fournette, but that's me. But I mean, I like the Tyreek Hill. I like the Daniel Jones in theory, and I like Ingram, believe it or not, even though he might not have a lot of time left. The Ruggs pick's really good. Newton could be a surprise. You turn Newton into, some kind of wide receiver. If let's say Newton goes to New England, all of a sudden, man, you have yourself a ability to go get, like let's say you did Ruggs and Newton, and I'd be mad at this because and maybe I shouldn't step on potential trades for you, but if you got like Julio for that, but you could do that. You could argue it. You could say, hey, Ruggs could be this. He needs a quarterback. Like that stuff happens in superflex leagues where you can turn a QB into something you shouldn't get. So it's a strategy. I like it.
Yeah.
All right, last team, and then I got to jump. Cyphers has
Lamar Jackson as his QB1. His QB2 right now is Derek Carr. His running backs is Devin Singletary, Sony Michel. This is a strong part of the team is the receiver position. Odell Beckham Jr., DJ Moore, Tyler Lockett, and then he has a sneaky player in O.J. Howard. Well, I don't know if you saw my post yesterday, but I predict we'll finish as the top 5 fantasy tight end.
It could.
With the addition of Tom Brady. So
it could. Yeah, I'm going to say outside top 6, but I like a couple pieces. Things need to happen for him.
Lamar Jackson's a big piece, right? So potentially the number 1. I mean, he was the number 1 quarterback in fantasy football last year as your number 1 pick. So that whenever you have that, it's definitely a good piece to start. A lot of it rides on Odell Beckham Jr. If he finishes as a top 12 fantasy receiver, then this roster has a shot.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
I'm out of here for now. Yeah. What is the entry fee on this again?
What's that?
What's the entry fee on this again?
$10.
Okay, I'll send it to you.
And winner take all. It's a small pot.
Yeah.
So we'll do another 3 rounds for either tomorrow or Saturday, and then why don't we add another roster spot so we can close out at 18.
Okay, cool. Sounds good, man.
All right, man.
Later.
Thanks everybody for jumping in. We appreciate it, and we'll see.
Oops. All right, guys. I'm out of here. Appreciate you. Watch any of the other YouTube shows I've got up. Get your YouTube fix. Get your quarantine fantasy football fix, and I will see you later. Tell your friends. Tell your parents. Make your mom watch. I don't care. Just stay inside and watch the show, and make sure you're following me on IG at the Fantasy Football Show, because I do a whole lot of what you're seeing here, but in shorter format and more. There's a lot of humor involved. I think I have the funniest stories on Instagram. They're pretty good. I'd love for you to DM me on Instagram and say, Smitty, I don't like your stories. I dare you. Peace out.